You know that feeling when after a hard day's work you come home and sit to watch some good old anime which revolves around, well, let's see. A boy losing his balls to a ghost granny and he tries to get it back with the help of a girl who got psychic powers when aliens, who by the way are real into bananas, were trying to steal her uterus and they end up seeking help from the hottest granny alive to trap that ghost granny into a cat doll and the show eventually turns into a love rectangle. That is exactly what you get from. Now, you might be thinking that this show is absolutely crazy, but the thing is, it is absolute batshit crazy. But it is crazy in the best way possible. Now, coming into this show, I heard that it was an adaptation of a manga that was written by one of Fujimoto's assistants. And you know Fujimoto, right? The guy who is famous for eating his own pet fish. Oh, and he also created some manga and one-shots that definitely didn't become the most popular thing of the time. So I started thinking about the shows that his assistants have given us so far. So we're either getting something like or something like. But whenever there's a new shonen that gets really hyped up even before it airs, I get really scared thinking that it might just be another shonen that depends mostly on animation prowess and doesn't really bring anything new to the genre and thus ends up not living up to the hype for me personally. But all of my fears were blown away completely when I watched the first episode of Dandadan as it featured glorious scenes like this. From the very first scene, you get the feeling that this show is not your typical shonen anime. Why you ask? Well, maybe because a boy just demands a girl to either pay him or get laid with him for them to continue their relationship and kicks the hell out of that girl when she declines, ending their long, beautiful and wholesome relationship.
They were so in love.
Yeah, find me another modern shonen with an opening scene like this. Jokes aside, the first episode of this anime really caught me off guard with how chaotic, crazy and unhinged it was. It actually felt like the author had a childish idea that was fun but absolutely ridiculous and doesn't work as a story and then just said, hold my turbo granny tits, I'll make this work as a story and just ran with it and in the process made an absolute gem of a show. This show accomplished with a single episode what most shows cannot do in an entire season, and that is to create its own unique identity. The crazy and bizarreness actually works in the show's advantage as it provides a nuanced yet entertaining experience to the audience and sticks to people's mind as something different. And the animation, art, sound design, and voice acting for every character perfectly fits with the chaotic energy of the show. And you know, often in anime, you won't really find a studio that can adapt a weird show like Dandadan in a way that complements the weirdness of the show and brings out the entertaining bits of the tasteful weirdness in its full glory. Wow, that was a lot of weirdness to say in a single sentence. But the studio adapting this show does it perfectly. So, I wondered, just which studio could this actually be? Okay, it makes total sense now why this show is popping off. Saru has to be the best studio choice for adapting a bizarre show like Dandadan. I mean, it is the same studio that bought you the likes of Devilman Crybaby, 90s Short Wakon Girl and the Tatami Galaxy. So, you know they don't miss when it comes to weird yet fascinating shows. They have gone far and beyond to capture the true spirit of the show. And since we are in the topic of art and animation, let's talk about how great the character designs look. A major element that makes this show stand out has got to be these eye-catching and unique character designs. I mean, look at Momo. You just know this will definitely be called an iconic character design in the near future. And Momo deserves such an iconic character as one of the best girls we've got all year. But when it comes to my favorite waifu of this show, I have to give the cake to the granny. I already talked about how the first episode in itself subverted my expectations of this show, but I love how they initially made us think that Momo's grandma was really old and might kick the bucket anytime soon and then completely subverts our expectation by giving us the hottest anime granny ever. I mean, look at her. Fine wine doesn't age this good.
That is why.
It was like someone asked the author, hey, how fast can you make me go from I love her, grandma, to I love her, grandma? And the author just said, and I have a feeling that the shots of the grandma from this particular angle weren't exactly a coincidence either. Like the animators knew exactly what they were doing. Fair enough, after all, it is hard to animate with one hand. And can we all agree that we've got opening of the year right here? I already loved CreepyNut's work in Call of the Night's ending and Mashal's opening, but this is just next level. And we have also got an amazing music video out of this song thanks to the anime man. And did I mention that the show also has the age-old concept of the chosen one. In anime, we have seen a character become the chosen one by eating a hair, eating a cursed finger, or even eating his own father.
That makes sense.
But this show gives you a character that thinks she is the chosen one because Well, get a hold of this because she is just too pretty. Yeah, Tolkien did not expect this when he reinvented the Chosen One trope with Lord of the Rings, I can tell you that much. But I honestly love the fact that the author introduces us to a character who urges you to shout the word bitch every time she is on the screen and then makes you warm up to the character within the next few episodes. We have also got a love story between two possessed dolls. Honestly, this is better than Titanic in my opinion. Forget the Crunchyroll awards. This romance deserves an Oscar. We also get to know that the toxic work culture of Japan is also present within the alien race. Just look at how this alien employee is being treated by his boss. He is trying his best to feed his family and gather money to treat his child's health issues. And there's another reason to love our main character. He tries his best to help this alien who tried to kill him just an episode ago by offering his nuts.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I mean, come on guys, he's trying at least. But it seems that all this underpaid alien employee ever needed was some good old milk. As the saying goes, there's nothing that a glass of milk cannot solve.
I want milk.
Another element of this show that amazes me is the fight scenes. Just look at how different the fight scenes of this show look. The color and feel of the show completely change for each fight scene to showcase that you are inside the domain of an alien or a ghost. This show doesn't really go for polish with its fights, but rather goes for style and uniqueness. This really made the fight scenes of this show stand out from any other battle shonen I've seen in a while. And you see this? This is how you do fan service within a fight scene and still not take anything away from that fight scene. Not this annoying, oh my clothes just came off for no reason shit that Fire Force used to pull off.
Everything from the neck down. Yet somehow the veil managed to stay on. The Bikini veil's a pretty specific kink.
God, that was annoying. But to be absolutely honest with you, the realest scenes of the show were when we saw two girls who were interested in the same boy hating on each other to the very core, but two boys who were interested in the same girl being buddies and just having fun with each other.
Women.
And right when I was thinking that this show is all about fun and wackiness, I got hit with episode 7. From the very first scene of this episode, you get a feeling that differs from the rest of the show. You get the feeling that something different was about to happen and this show will subvert your expectations once again. But the tragic and heart-wrenching story of a single mother and her daughter was something I wasn't prepared for. This story reminded me of why I love this medium. It's because this medium can provide you with shows like this. It can provide you with some of the most bizarre and out there concepts that any other medium won't even try, while also being able to provide you with stories that convey genuine emotions that will stay with you long after the show is over. This gives me confidence that even if this show is mostly about being comedic and fun, it can still provide some authentic, unfiltered stories filled with strong and raw feelings. At the end of the day, this is a show that takes a bunch of weirdos who have their own flaws and quirks but are also likable in their own weird and unique ways and puts them in a package wrapped with wild and crazy ideas and just runs with it. And somehow is able to make an engaging and entertaining show out of it. And so far I absolutely love this chaotic experience. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and tell me your opinion about Dandadan down in the comments and see you in the next video.